And they turned me down. They immediately emailed me back and turned me down. And I am going to tell you what they said in their email. Hey there, writer, and welcome back to the Novelist Studio. I am your host, Anna Del Valle. I got done more in a week than in the last 8 years. That is what one of my students in the AI Creative Writing Academy fall cohort emailed me a couple of weeks ago. And I am so excited for the student because she is a first-time writer and she had a very complex novel with a dual timeline and a bunch of very dramatic emotional beats. And this is a novel that she has been wanting to write for a very long time, but didn't know how to get started. And of course, like with many of us and how it used to be before AI, maybe she had read some craft books. Maybe she had watched some YouTube videos on how to get started. Maybe she had enrolled in some classes that had some modules on building novels. Um, I, there's a variety of ways that we used to work as novelists, first-time novelists, second-time novelists. It doesn't matter when you were building a book. But now we have AI. Now we have AI and we can use AI to assist us. And we can quickly move from a level 2 to a level 10. Now, this brings me to today's episode. Something really interesting happened about 3 weeks ago. So I applied to a very, very well-known writers conference. It's probably in the top 5 because the destination it's a very nice destination. And I applied because I wanted to share my expertise on AI Assist and do AI education for attendees, how to use AI, how to stay compliant with the copyright law, how to stay aligned with the Authors Guild and their guidance on AI. And I put together this really great package for a 90-minute workshop where I would do all this education and I would talk about how creative writing has evolved and then do a hands-on workshop to actually put the tool in the attendees' hands. And they turned me down. They immediately emailed me back and turned me down. And I am going to tell you what they said in their email. She said, and this is the chair, the conference chair for this particular conference. She said, "Hi, Anna. We don't offer any AI workshops or classes because it contradicts our AI policy, which aims to preserve the human element essential for creative endeavors, such as writing. You can find their policy here." And then she gave me a link to their policy, which is basically linking back to the Authors Guild and their guidance on artificial intelligence and writing. So I will say that kudos to the Authors Guild. They're finally starting to catch up and they have revised their guidance as of May of 2025, and they're slowly inching their way, right, to giving more and more guidance. And it's understandable. It's a complex topic to understand. And in their May 2025 guidance, it was very clear that AI Assist was in compliance with what they supported. But the conference chair actually sent me an outdated link from the Authors Guild. And not only that, but she immediately referenced my proposal as AI generated, which of course it is not, because I wouldn't teach AI generated because that's not copyrightable. And that's not what writers want to do. Writers want to use a powerful tool to build structure, to be able to put their ideas together and be able to write a really great first draft and actually learn and upskill their craft in real time with AI tools. So I sent her back an email and I said, hello. The fact that you immediately heard AI generated is exactly why we need this session. The misconception is everywhere, and it risks diminishing the very thing that we all want to protect, which is the human element in creative writing. I don't teach or endorse AI generated writing, which isn't copyrightable, full stop. What I teach is AI assist, an ethical US copyright compliant methodology that protects writers' voice and rights. In fact, my AI Assist system has been formally recognized and copyrighted by the US Copyright Office. When writers attend my workshops, they walk away empowered with practical tools to accelerate their writing without ever losing authorship. They finally understand how to partner with AI in a way that uplifts their creativity and doesn't replace it. And then I went on to saying that this is a timely moment for them as a leader in the writing space to step in and to be the first conference to equip writers with the knowledge that they need to navigate AI ethically and responsibly. And then I said, I'm happy to jump on a call. I can walk you through my slides. I can show you my system, and we can take it from there. Of course, crickets, crickets. So why is this happening? Leaders in our space, and I get it. I understand why conferences are hesitant. Their entire model is built around flying in experts from everywhere so that the experts can talk about character development, outlining, how to write a middle grade book, whatever the case may be. But here's what's happening. The way that we learn craft is, not is, has dynamically changed and evolved. Dynamically changed and evolved. And it is changing and evolving at a pace that outdated manual methods are just not going to be able to keep up with. And here's the deal. I love conferences, by the way. I am a big conference girl. I love conferences because of the energy, that creative energy of community. By the way, if you hear my dog snoring in the back, he's always here. I got a Boston Terrier and he could be loud sometimes. So the way that I go to conferences for that dynamic energy that you get from being around other creatives and other artists. That is just wonderful. And I love theory. Like I love to sit in a character development breakout session or how to develop a really great and strong romantic subplot. I mean, there's so many great ways that teachers that teach at these conferences really do it with their own spin because they have spent time developing these concepts and they land really well with students. But when I'm actually going to sit down and develop my novel, I really want to learn how to use these AI tools because they are just going to, like my student, help me get a lot more done very quickly. And the thing about AI Assist and the way that I have built the AI Creative Writing Academy is that even if you have all this theory that you already know, the tools are actually built with theory already built in them, and they're coaching you. The tool is coaching you while helping you organize your ideas and build your novel in real time. Now, you still have to sit down and write the book. It's not going to write the book for you, but it is going to help you think in a very deep way about a very complex thing, which is that of writing a novel. And I'm not talking about using ChatGPT for brainstorming, which is there's nothing wrong with that. You can use ChatGPT for brainstorming, but if you've done that, you will notice that you have probably gotten in the habit of asking a question, ChatGPT gives you an answer, and then it asks you a question, and then you say yes. And now, do you want to see this? And you say yes. And now, do you want to see this? And you say yes. And there's a couple of things that are very challenging with using ChatGPT Rogue and a, an AI system. And the AI Creative Writing Academy is actually built on ChatGPT. Okay, so there is a difference to using ChatGPT Rogue like that than to actually have a system of AI editorial coaches that are asking you questions about your own particular novel. There is a very big difference between just sitting in front of ChatGPT and asking questions than using something that was built as a system. And what happens is that when you use AI Assist as a system, it actually starts pulling stuff from inside of you instead of telling you, now do you want me to do this? Now do you want me to do this? And although, and I don't like that process either because you can quickly end up in AI generated land. And I just don't think that it serves the creative process the way that it should. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with brainstorming with ChatGPT, but it's not the best way to use AI Assist. It is not the best way to use AI Assist. The system that I have built actually works with what you already know. So it's making you think deeper on your own novel already, right? So it's a really magical process, and this is why I think that when you use a system like the AI Creative Writing Academy, you go from a 2, right? You could be like a level 2 writer and you're still learning craft. Maybe you know some things, maybe you're a level 6, and then you're going to go to like a 10 very quickly, right? And I always say, good writers are going to get great, and great writers are going to be incredible. So it's funny. It's funny. I've said this a million times. As soon as people hear AI, they think AI generated. AI generated. That is not what we're talking about here. And that is not how to use AI as a writer. So this conference, no, to me, to present and educate writers on AI just shows how much traditional institutions are currently lagging behind reality. And while they are building an entire curriculum to teach writers how to structure a novel, to teach writers how to develop a character, to teach writers all this theory, which, by the way, is wonderful, but you can drown in theory very, very quickly. My students are already mastering all those things real time with AI tools because these tools are teaching you as you write. Learning craft isn't happening in lecture halls anymore. Learning craft is not happening in module watching anymore. It is actually happening dynamically in these AI tools. And it is a wonderful, wonderful experience when you start working with these AI tools because suddenly you see your idea in 3D fully fleshed out. So yes, this conference may have turned me down as a speaker, but this is not going to stop me. And it certainly shouldn't stop you from using AI to assist in your writing. We certainly don't need permission from gatekeepers or outdated institutions to use the tools that are at our fingertips today. The tools that are going to bring forward the voices of the new golden age of literature. So, writer, if you have been curious about ChatGPT, or you've been prompting ChatGPT, or you're not really sure where to start with AI, if you have an idea for a book, even if you've already written books and you really want to learn these tools, then I want to invite you to my boot camp. I'm running it again in October. And this is a great boot camp. It's super inexpensive. I think early bird is $28. Um, Post early bird is $38. And it's a 3-day boot camp for an hour each day. I only run it live. Um, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna. And we're going to talk about AI. We're going to empower you, get you educated. You're going to get to ask all your questions. We'll talk about the copyright law. We'll talk about the right way to use these tools. And I will also put the tools in your hands. I do this boot camp usually before I open enrollment to the AI Creative Writing Academy, because it really helps writers understand and get educated on AI and get a taste for what the AI Creative Writing Academy and working with these tools is going to look like. So if you want to get on the waiting list for that, I'm going to be opening up registration September 29th. So I will see you there. If you're just getting started and you want to learn more, you can grab my ChatGPT masterclass, which is $15, and it's really just debunking all the myths about ChatGPT and why there's so much misinformation going around. And it's a 1 hour class, and it's packed with great information. It's only $15. So I'll link that on the show notes as well. And of course, you can grab my ebook, ChatGPT for Creative Writers, the No BS Myth Busting Manifesto. So yes, get educated and get equipped with everything that you need to do to make sure that you have a fantastic chance in your literary career over the next 5 years. Until next time, writer, keep on writing.